Hey, what's happening? This is Tom, NerdRemix.com. I got a review for you today. It's the fourth volume of a collection of short films that Jab Pictures is putting out. I'm talking, of course, about The Collective Volume 4. Each time they take 10 independent filmmakers, each give them about 10 minutes to do a short, and they all give them the same theme. They've done All Women before, they've done A Box, they've done The Meat Eater, and this one is Emotions. Everybody gets to delve into the human psyche a little bit. Now this is a really cool collection. It's been kind of hit or miss on the last couple of them, but this is one of the stronger ones in the collection, if not the best, because the sum of the parts really lift this up above the rest of them, and which is really cool because I think a lot of it has to do with the subject matter they were given, and there's some different filmmakers in this one that weren't involved in maybe the past ones that are injecting a little bit of new blood. First off, the Jab Pictures bumper at the beginning of it. You gotta love it, man. You gotta love the creepy menu screen. That's what you expect from, The Collective, and I don't know if I actually did these in the right order, but this is the order I viewed them in. So first up, I got the emotion would be grief, and the story is Frankie. Now this was written, directed, edited, and filmed by Jason Hoover, the guy from Jab Pictures. And Jason's a pretty cool guy. But that notwithstanding, is this pretty cool? Frankie has all the charm of a snuff film. It's basically a couple being tormented by a couple hillbilly fuckers who are pissed because somebody killed their brother named Frankie. I had a couple problems with it. One was the audio, but other than that, the revolving camera thing was very Sam Raimi, very cool. I really liked it. It really added a lot to the atmosphere, and it really made the most out of basically one set and a couple characters, which was really cool. And like I said, it does have that gross feeling that you get from like a snuff film type thing, and that really added to the realism of it. And it was filmed in a gross basement, so that's cool, and it really came over well. It had great acting, and like I said, the revolving camera was cool. Next up from 3 O'Clock Pictures was Contrition. Kind of a unique twist on a vampire's tale. It was written and directed by a guy who's a really good actor, Jim Doherty, and Phyllis Monroe, an actress, was really good in this. I mean, it has everything, experiments on wolves, an old lady with a shotgun, and some really cool tense and suspense moments, which is really hard to accomplish in 10 minutes. And this was done it masterfully. Great sound, great picture. It looked like $1 million, and great pacing, and a cool story. And after that, Flash of Wire, which I know I'm probably not pronouncing this emotion right, Schadenfreude. And it was written and produced and directed by David Ross. Now this was kind of the really fucking cool segment of this that you really can't figure out after the first viewing. Some of the footage was actually filmed in Greece, and it starts with a bizarre dentist surgeon type guy who's interpreting a guy's dreams, and weaves some Greek mythology into it. And I don't want to give away too much, and I don't want to give you too much of my take, because this is something that you need to view and you need to kind of experience yourself to get your own take on it. But very, very good again, and this is just 3 into this. And up next would be Trust and Epidemic Woo, an Ohio production. Dustin Mills is the guy behind this. A man in an apartment learns of an epidemic disease, and he gets diarrhea, he gets infected, his head's in shitter at one point, and he gets a fucked up rash. There's some great gross makeup, and very Planet Terror feel of it. And this is the first I've seen of this guy, and I want to see more. Very, very good. Like I said, man, this is probably one of the best collectives ever. Sorry, I'm turning the page on my notes. And probably the next one would be Liberty of Death Productions, Death Do Us Part, which was Lust. Now this was very cool. A paranormal investigator basically gets seduced by a ghost, and I don't want to give too much of that away, but Jade Coley is in this. She has magnificent breasts. Yes, I think that's the first for the collective. Me and Hoover have discussed this before, but I think it's the first time you've seen boobs in the collective, and they're very nice. And this was a very well done short film. Again, very good stuff. Up next would be Spiral, another one written and directed by Jason Hoover, and Spiral Filmworks, I should say. The name of the segment is 101 Taylor Street, and it basically is about a serial killer named Martha Louise Kemper, and it has no actors, just a voiceover, and it has an awesome use of a building as a character, a very cool, creepy building. Someone's got to pull the weeds, guys, and very cool. I'm really, and I hate myself for saying this, Hoover, but you impress me each more and more each time I see some of your shit. So definitely keep doing it, man, and I can't wait to see you do another feature, dude, because I think you've got some really good ideas and you've got some really solid shit coming out. So I really like that, and keep it up. And don't let your head get big, all right, fucker? Anyway, up next is Red Panic Button, Dakota Myers. Luke 171, I believe, right? Yes. Now this was kind of it struck me as kind of a very, maybe a Millennium take on the movie Suburbia, maybe a little of The River's Edge, a very cool film that not many people have seen, and you should see it if you haven't seen it. But that was the theme for that is hate, and kind of cool, kind of the soundtrack kind of overpowered some of the dialogue on it. That was basically my only problem with it, and I didn't think it got wrapped up too well in the ending. It was kind of maybe a little too artsy for its own good, but still, you know, a passable segment, and it worked pretty well. After that, you have the Myctophobia segment, which was the theme for that. Sorry about this. I have copious notes here. Myctophobia was fear. And this was directed by Brian Wolford. I had already reviewed this as a separate segment, and it stars the most awesome Kitsy Duncan, and she does a really good job in this. And hey, you know, if you want me to delve into deeper in this, it's a very cool film, and there's an individual review of this, so definitely check it out. It's basically somebody afraid of sleeping with the lights off, and they go to therapy, and things happen. Very, very cool film. And to round it all out, you have two segments that kind of go together. You got Happy Hooker Bang Bang, yes, which would be Envy, and then you wrap it up with Rage, the Bloody Hooker Bang Bang, a love story. First part, Happy Hooker Bang Bang, directed by David Paul Bonnell, and very cool. Hooker and a roommate goes on a call, some badass shit happens, and that's by Overanalyzed Pictures, by the way, and that delves right into Jacob Belinsky's Bloody Hooker Bang Bang, a love story, which is the revenge segment of this. Lesbians, Astroglide and Shane, Saved by a Pimp, fucking awesome. These two segments together will blow your mind because they're so funny, they're so cool, and they're so incredibly well done. And hats off to Bonnell and Belinsky because, man, these guys knocked it out of the park and really finished the collective up, for me anyway, with a gut punch. That being said, all of the segments I've checked out on this are very strong. Some of them head and shoulders above the others, but very, very strong collective. I would say the best collective yet. This one's a winner. If you go to Days of the Dead this weekend in Indianapolis where they're premiering it, definitely check it out. Definitely, if you see the Jab Pictures booth at a convention near you, or if you go to their website, definitely go to jabpictures.com and pick up a volume of Collective. Pick up the Collective Volume 4. I can't even fucking talk. I'm so excited about this film. Very, very good collection. Definitely Volume 4 is the best, head and shoulders above. The sum of the parts makes this really good, and this whole collection works. Other ones might have individual segments that were head and shoulders above the rest of them, but as a cohesive unit, this is by far the best collective that Jab Pictures has released, and they're doing good things within the indie world doing this. And if you want to support independent cinema, like I always say, support independent cinema, buy a volume of the collective, Volume 4. Get the other 3, why not? Make it a whole set, but definitely pick this one up. You'll like it, you'll love it. There's something for everybody, and I give it a hearty 9 out of 10. I'm Tom, support independent cinema. Thanks.